Hello there everyone, this is iMark3 and welcome back to Derelict Void, where we continue with our efforts. We have the fusion engine upgrade now at the end of last time. We have access to bigger hull pieces, so salvaging pieces becomes more lucrative and a much more attractive option. More importantly, we can actually lug that stuff around because we've got a better engine. And we just gained a hull piece which gave us a little bit of hydrogen when it came in, but it's also going to store a lot of stuff in here as well once we explore it. And we must explore it because we have homelessness on our ship. We're a proper city, we've got homeless people. Yes. Usually better to avoid that kind of thing, honestly. But we're also in a light shortage situation as well, with -30, because carbon and food are running low. So, yeah, the things are starting to go teetering on the wrong side of the razor's edge at the moment. That's kind of what's happening. I need to fire up the hydroponics again. Click that. Okay, that's to remove the warning for food, but as you see, food we are very low on still. But that is okay, because we did gain an extra carbon after all. Sorry, carbon, we don't need that carbon. Carbon hopefully will be sorted out by the addition of the CO2 scrubber functioning. That will help keep our food going as long as we can keep it running. If I need to, I can assign a crew. This is something I've not mentioned before. And this is actually why I was kind of disappointed by the realization at the end of last time that I wasn't getting an event, which was we desperately need extra hands. We can spend a whole bunch of water and food to get an extra crew. And I thought that was a guaranteed event to happen, but turns out it was actually random, unfortunately. But extra crews, insanely valuable because it adds to how many tasks we can have running at once up here. But yeah, we just gained our third crew, which is excellent. And I'm just mentioning now, crews can be used to boost the output of a industry station. Normally they're operated by the regular citizens, but if we assign a proficient full crew to it, then we double the output of it at the cost of tying up one of our crews. So look at that. 52 hours of food. If I boost the hydroponics, we get 10 days of food because the output is very high. In fact, it's almost to the point where we're not losing food at all. Though that said, it does multiply the intakes as well, which is water, organics, and CO2. So this is where it becomes more of a balancing act. If we need desperately to get something, we can assign crew to shore it up if we've got the resources to pay for it. And that's why I also said resources from the options when you get the fusion engine they just blow all the others straight out of the water. Everything else you can find and build up over time through random chance as you search for hulls, which to keep your crews active you should be searching the hulls. That's flat out incentivizes you to do that, really, unless you will really need something specific. But resources, that's always random chance, so a guarantee of a lot of resources is insanely valuable in this game. But anyway, yeah, enough blathering, let's move on. Our objective is now to survive, so we might upgrade the engine, time to expand our industry. By getting the fusion engine, the drifting pieces might be bigger hulls. Drifting junction, though, we know a junction piece, it's one of these little guys. It's very small but it might have stuff in it. You know? It might have stuff in it. That said, though, we are running short on oxygen. We're definitely short on food. We are running low on water. Odds are we've got a bunch of that inside this hull here. And I would normally go for the junction, but I'm gonna go to the asteroid. Spend a little time there, get some guaranteed water. No, wait, water. No, sorry, container, oxygen. I was thinking key 3 resources. Ooh, water. Asteroids usually have a big chunk of resources. Containers are somewhat more random, but oxygen we have much less than water, so oxygen, travel. Now, our engine note, engine mass efficiency 161. This engine is way stronger, so we can... It's so strong, in fact, that we don't have much choice in terms of fuel burn at the moment because of the insane efficiency rating of our ship. Hopefully that'll come back in a little while when we get more choices and what we need to throw into it. But yes, We are producing wastewater and CO2, so let's throw full reserves in for those. I can go faster if I throw that in. But even so, like 3 hours, this engine is insanely powerful. We don't need to do that. We can do this burn in 5 hours on wastewater alone. So let's go. This is incredibly easy. Oh, there we go. We explore the residential complex, which is another thing which appears randomly around the edges. It's not just storage. And they sometimes gain population and small amounts of random resources. So we gained 2 population, 80 wastewater, 40 water. And the gas storage gave us, look, this is what I meant. Guaranteed lots of resources, 500 oxygen, 100 hydrogen, 200 CO2. This hull has oodles of stuff in it. So let's go. See? Another massive amount of stuff. More stuff. More stuff. I feel like I'm a broken record and I'm repeating myself. So much stuff in this hull. 50 food, organics, carbon, great. There's also, I forgot to note, a hospital with... Yep, I can actually fix the hospital. This place houses 40 people. This place can house 60, so I actually want to fix this hospital first. Standard shipping container appears to be in perfect condition. Okay, 500 oxygen out of that. So there we go. Warehouse, more stuff. More stuff. More stuff. Excellent. Unfortunately, this hull had no real, like... I said I didn't go for the junction because I thought it would take a while to get through this, but it had no wreckage in it. I forgot the hull you get for the event doesn't have wreckage in it, really. But it also didn't really have much by way of industrial equipment and parts either. So, yeah. Also, unfortunately, they are really heavy as well. But this hull, I think I'm going to wait for the hospital to get repaired. 6 hours. We can handle that. Look, I mean, look at those ratings there. Massive boosts. And I'm just going to ditch this thing. I mean, it'll give me a homeless problem again. But I just don't want it right now. I'm just going to move that in there just so I've got the extra CO2 scrubber parts along as well. And then I'm going to ditch this hull. And I'm going to ditch this hull as well. So, yeah, I just ditched 2 hulls. Because I just don't need them. But we got 32 homeless people, minus 50. We can absorb that. Our resources are outstanding right now. And then we're going to start looking. It just says hull. So that could be any random type. But sometimes it will tell you what kind. But look at these options. I've only got 3 options. I can get there in 2 hours if I want to, and it spends like only a small portion of my CO2 reserve. Yes, go. I am ultra efficient at the moment. Lean and mean. Prepare to dock. It is a... It's a crew. It's a residential type hull, which is the middleweight one. These guys. They have 4 docking ports on them, so, you know. The only problem with them is that like they're slightly odd shape, really. And it has a bio-oxidizer present. That's nice. That's nice. Made contact with what used to be a part of our ship. Has calorie synth. Rescue companions. Oh, this is the communication we called. Okay, that's a new event. That wasn't in there when I played the game previously. I don't remember ever coming across that one. Sure, let's go. We'll go. We do have a hull to work on right now, so I don't really care about that. Our crews are going to be tied up, so yeah, we got the efficiency. We can spend it. Oh, I'm glad to see more stuff in here. Priority distress signals from former trader ship that similarly has been scavenging supplies. However, their engines react to malfunction, forcing them to disconnect from it. If we rescue them, they have a highly trained crew and reasonable supplies. Reasonable supplies? That's good. Very tempting. But crew. Crew. Minions. Yes, more minions. Basically more people to do your bidding. But yes, that is an immediate go for it. Crews are incredibly rare to get in this game. So, yes. Crew encounter. The crew awakes this account. There's already a fury of updates, messages, and communications between our separated crews. Initiate docking. It's another civilian type. +1 crew. Excellent. Air secured. Open. We have familiar faces. On a practical note, we have enough trained personnel available to organise an additional crew. 24 population. We had housing problems before. Bunch of water, bunch of food, a lot of oxygen. So that was incredibly beneficial. We have 4 crews right now. Right now, we don't know what's in here, so I'm going to explore that, because we've got crews that are not being used. And tracking beacon. There we go. This craft hailed us for help. Their engine malfunctioned. Survivors detected. Comfort cruiser. That is a very, very comfortable ship type. So very worth it to get. Again, slow burn. I don't think we don't need to hurry, but we will go to them. There we go. Do you see how much of a difference having this better engine makes? It is ridiculous how good it is. But yeah, there we go. I was exploring that, but suddenly now we've got a whole bunch of extra stuff in here. That comfort class, though, I'm hoping it'll have a lot of habitation space in it. Because we do need a hull dedicated to habitation space. The team looks inside the gas storage and found some supplies. Hydrogen, oxygen, CO2. Cool. And see a wonderful cruise liner that normally carries wealthy passengers. They suggest they disconnect their engine and attach it to your craft. Cool. Come on board, guys. And we also searched the warehouse, but yes, we're getting another one, which, as you can see, we can attach over here now. Or I could attach it to the side of these if I was not still exploring. But for now, I'll just bolt it onto the front of the ship in a very haphazard fashion, like so. And their fates are in our hands. 30 population. We do need population because of my stated intention of getting 400 population out of here. Bunch of water, food, and oxygen. And there is a hospital. There is a water treatment plant. There is a lot of interesting stuff over there. They didn't give us an assigned crew, though. But, well, beggars can't be choosers. We've got 4 crews. It would have been nice if they gave us a crew they promised, but apparently their crew was not well trained. So, yeah, it was a luxury liner, unfortunately. Blooming civilians. Anyway, a cruise hull or a junction? Let's go for another cruise hull, I suppose, since it's the bigger of the two. We are fine for supplies still, so yeah, let's go ahead. Again, a very low efficiency burn. We don't really need that, but travelling is very good to do. Liquid storage, excellent. Okay, this hull is now all but explored. Let us switch over to having a quick look-see. Let's start auto exploration of this hull here. And we are approaching the new hull. That hull is now fully explored, but I will bolt this onto the junction piece we've got here. Okay, what do we got? The Rich Monks, a cruise class hull, 20 happiness, comfort, 20 population max. Not much going on for this hull, really. It barely holds any people, so it's actually better discarded, that one. This one again, 20 comfort. Only 1 residential complex, so 20 people max. That is again very, very bad. So these 2 hulls are actually discard worthy. The only problem is they've got equipment in them. This one I'm hoping has a lot of residential complexes in it, but I'm not that hopeful because, well, we can already see like half the ship and no residential complexes in there. So yeah, not holding much hope out for that one. I see that's 150. 1 out of 3. 2 out of 3. I can use that to repair that machine immediately. Cool. 3 out of 3. Another hospital with 2 out of 3 parts. Need it. Bio-oxidizer with 1 out of 3 parts. Yeah. A calorie synth. That is another way to get food. Very valuable, those, but they run off different materials to the hydroponics and things. So, again, very useful to have. Let's move you there. Let's move you there. So we are preparing to ditch the rich monks. The Tamango is also going to be ditched as well really soon. I think hold off moving for the moment, just until we can start moving stuff out of the Tamango. Calorie synth explored, hydrogen and carbon, but it's good use. Right, if we look at this, this takes oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen, and produces food out of it. So that's why it says. And actually, that's fully functional. That is a fully functional piece of equipment. That is actually very good find. It's very rare to get a fully functional piece of equipment. It's also one of the things it's one of the few things that uses hydrogen constantly, but we have a lot of hydrogen in storage now, thanks to the massive amounts of reserves we found, so this is really cool, really good. We got all the stuff we need right now. And the rich monks is about to be ditched, so... Ah! You know, I said that event I said I was very disappointed that we were not getting? It's just turned up. It knew I talked smack about it, so here it is. Right. A group of volunteers has brought to our attention they are willing to train to performing crew activities if their families could get extra rations. This training would be expensive, taking time and an existing crew for about 2 days, and the ration price might also hurt us. No, it won't. We're fine. What's our decision? This normally turns up within the first few days of the game. We are at day 12 though, so maybe they made it turn up later? There's a balancing thing? I don't know. I mean, it's like, if you managed to save up enough early on to get it, it was really good, but it was actually a struggle to save up enough to make sure you could get it, because very early on, 250 water and 25 food was extremely painful. If it turns up on day 12 though, I think it's too easy if this is where it turns up now. It's too easy, because look at me, at this point I've got the hydrogen engine, I've got the upgraded fusion engine, I'm swimming in resources right now. It's like, this is incredibly easy for me to justify now. So if they did delay that, I think they've actually done it a disservice and made this a bit of a no-brainer. Before it was like something, if you knew about it, you would know to try and save in case it cropped up, and you'd be trying desperately to scramble and make sure you had those resources. But this late, it's too easy. Way too easy. Oh well. Refugees. Refugees from our sister ships are approaching. They would no way the crew would accept not allowing them on board. From one of our sister ships. Gain 30 population. A whole ton of resources as well, because they came from one of our sister ships, so they made sure to bring any resources they had with them, but their ship just couldn't take them any further. So 30 population. That's good that they brought stuff with us, but 56 people homeless right now. This is going pretty darn well. Okay, right, the Tamango is ready. Let's ditch it. Confirm. More homeless people. Hooray. The rich monks is also ready. Ditch it. More homeless people. Hooray. I will order you to survey that warehouse really quick. But we are running out of space fast. We need more peeps. So actually I want to try and move... Ooh. Stray military depot module. Once part of a large military facility, while likely to contain supplies, military shielding makes scanning unreliable. So this is like, we don't know what the hell's in it. But that's fine. But as you can see, our mass is increasing. So we're actually getting more options again for how we want to spend to move around. I am going to spend half of my CO2 supply to maneuver. Whole bunch of stuff. Cool. This is why I say salvaging hulls like this is the way to go, because look how much resources we get from it. We're getting tons of resources from doing this. Found attached to logistic stations with minimal differentiating features from a generic transponder response. There is no way to know where it originally came from. So here we go. Military depots are usually a small hull piece, but they often contain random bits and pieces. But yeah, very small, junction class, yada yada. Ooh, a park, fully functional, plus 30 happiness. Major thingamabob. Also, that thing houses 60 people. That is actually a decent housing piece. Congratulations, Apollo. I'm not going to throw you out into space. You are a good hull piece to actually have along. I'm going to attach you back here, actually. There we go. You are a very good hull piece, and you've got massive bonuses to living conditions. I mean, look, 20 comfortable, plus 20 for healthcare, minus 15 for noisy. So hospitals and parks are the things you need to balance out your living conditions. I may have almost a third of my people homeless, but we're still really happy with the situation. Morale is through the roof. Warehouse, cool. Residential complex, a little bit extra population, so small amount of pop, cool. And a little bit more population, cool. Right, so Apollo, 100 people. And even if we start installing industrial equipment in this place, which we can't really because it's very badly laid out for such things, as it happens. It's got a warehouse and a liquid storage there. There's not much room for trying to do stuff with it, honestly. But it is a luxurious place to live. And so morale is actually on trending towards absolute maximum now because of that. Yeah. I should install all my heavy equipment in there if I can, but I can't. Glad it's got a fully functional hospital in there, though. Right. Good news. A development that people have been following transmitting news of progress for a major foodstuff manufacturing facility and the work of people who found themselves stranded there. Whilst it would be months away from our current position, it shows there is hope for the situation to stabilise. So yeah, they're talking about things like calorie synths and other food production processes. There is stuff around. An abandoned hull. What do we need? Water and food would be good, but really, again, I want hulls. I want to find random bits and pieces and doodads and just gather hulls. Again, I'm not under any kind of resource pressure right now, so fly. Ooh, 750 oxygen in this. You see, military depot, 750 oxygen in pressure vessels with oxygen. The warehouse reports and things, by the way, are custom made for the military depots. So, military made pressure vessels full of oxygen, 750 of it. That's 2 days worth for me. Several pallets of bottled water, 480 water for me. Yep. Military depots, excellent for resources. Extra crew, cool. Whole location, cool. What kind is it? It's another cruiser class, another civilian one. Military MREs, meals ready to eat. Suppose this particular make would still be good to eat in 1,000 years. 1,000 years? Only the military would think that's good. Still, you know, talk about holding on to it until you need it. That's, yeah, see the response there? That means we can put off eating it, right? Gain 60 food. Oh, the military MRE reputation is so bad. But anyway, that's been salvaged, and unfortunately it's a rubbish hull, just 4 things. So often the hulls like the Majesta here are really bad, not much use, but they tend to be good in terms of resources. So ditch. Bye. All crews are good. Excellent. Let's see. Container, and a drifting station. Drifting station. We've not been to a drifting station. They sometimes have functional facilities in them. So that might be a good idea to try and have a look at. We're going to burn out our hydrogen supplies in 5 days. But that's because we're not producing any. Food, water, or oxygen. We're okay on all of that. So I'm going to say the station. Let's go there. Again, we don't really need to worry about things too much, but I'm going to start picking up the pace a little bit. So let's go for an 8-hour burn. We'll throw our wastewater into that. Confirm. Note, by the way, centre of mass doesn't really matter in this game, which is just as well. I'll also order a search on that one. But yeah, look at this now. We've got so much activity going on because we've got those extra crews. 160 water. Cool. Residential complex. 160 water. Cool. Nice. More importantly though, calorie synth. but that's of course our Calamitous Intent actually works, so that's not that important. Ooh, there's a park in there. Nice park. 2 parts for another hydroponics. Nothing else of value in there, it looks like, but oh well, can't have everything. And there's a spare crew, so I'm going to start auto exploration on that hull. I could also explore both the hulls, but it's a bit random where they wind up going, so it's best to like only auto explore one hull at a time if you can get away with it. An abandoned laboratory station. Oh. We approach the station and send in a ground crew. They report strange contraption. We're not sure how it works. A manual explains that the machine converts organics to food using some advanced biochemical procedure. We can see the containers of both input and product. We lack the expertise to pull it on board, but we can use it here. So, okay, this is actually quite useful. I think this one might crop up after we get that radio message talking about a food production experiment, but we have found a factory related to that, and this is basically lets us throw a bunch of stuff into it until it breaks or we run out of materials. Organics we are stagnant on, but we have a lot of it. So throwing in organics, it takes a little bit of time. Doop. 20 food. Very well. Oh look, we can do it again. Organics. Doop. Oh, that's from a residential complex. Actually, found some stuff, and they found some stuff. Extra stuff. Cool. 20 food. Whee! Oh, hey, look, we can do it again. Doop. Rumors of an engine. Okay, right. Story progression time. We just received transmission from an ad hoc team of researchers and engineers at Gate City. Apparently, a device was built that can translate and manipulate wormhole-like phenomena. It could be the key to figuring out what happened with everything here. We are the closest to where they think this void engine could be found. The actual location was a secret, so we are to look out for any clues or obvious research facilities that might have better location data. Whether or not it can be used to solve this situation, it's also usable as a reactions drive, eliminating our need for fuel. So this is the end game stage if we get and install that engine. As I said earlier, we get it, we get a limited amount of time to try and pick up more stuff because it's reactionless, it doesn't need fuel to burn and move around, so it becomes like it becomes God mode basically as far as this game is concerned for resource conservation and using resources to move around. And then it forces you to survive to get to the end of the game. So we can start to do this quest chain here, but we've only got it'll hard cap how long we can play and how much we can gather. So we can start this. We can start to do a few bits of this. And yeah, this is the other thing. As I said, the abandoned laboratory grinds to a halt, no longer provide anything useful for us. So we just lost 50 organics to that. But it's random chance when it'll grind up. So it just happened to be the 3rd time here. I've had times before when I've used it like 7 or 8 times, and then I ran out of organics and couldn't continue, and it was still working. So yeah. Anyway. Right, this is the first time this has happened. This is another random event. It's a bad one. A tank crack. A crack venting oxygen into space was detected downstream of a circulating gas loop, risking a dangerous pressure drop. What should we focus on? So, a bad event has happened, and we can choose how we prioritise. We can evacuate the papal station nearby, or we can say we cannot afford to lose any oxygen, which means the people will be put at risk, and we'll try and get the leak sorted out as quickly as possible to minimise the loss of oxygen, but we'll put people at risk, which is a negative morale. Or we can evacuate the people nearby, keep them safe, and we'll lose more oxygen. So this is a net loss situation. It just depends what you want to lose. Oxygen, we are golden on. Morale, we are golden on. So... damn it. It comes down to what can I more easily replace. Morale will go away after a while. It's only a temporary mod. Resources, if we lose them, that is a permanent deduction. We'll have to find and replace that flat out. So we can afford to lose oxygen, but I would say we cannot afford it. We shut down the gas loop to prevent loss of oxygen and avoid dangerous depressurization, but the low pressure resulted in a mild case of hypobaropathy. medical naming. So give them some time to rest. That's temporarily knocked out one of our crew. That's okay. Got some more stuff. Cool. Didn't actually give us... Oh wait, no, here we go. Housing conditions dangerous, -40. So that's the penalty that kicked in from our choice there. We also temporarily lost a crew, though we will get it back in. I don't think there's a way to permanently lose a crew, or at least I've not come across any like that. But yeah, that's okay. Dirty housing, -47 for 47 hours. So we got that, and we got the housing issue as well from that. So that's all fine and dandy. Let's investigate the opportunity hull. 40 people, very low. Would not recommend. Gonna ditch that, honestly. I'm gonna reshuffle this slightly. I'm gonna move that out of there. If I move that park as well to there, that'll let me very firmly jam the hydroponics section into the Apollo hull. This place has got 2 parks, actually. It does have multiple housing modules as well. So this is a kind of a mixed kind of hull. It's kind of a bit of an odd one. But it looks okay, but this hull I'm not super interested in. So yeah, let's jam the hydroponics module into the Apollo. We've got a piece from a calorie synth. We can't use that anywhere else. So I'm just going to have to jam it into 8... What the hell? Into 8656C6C6 What is with that name? Maybe it's because I'm not... I don't know why it's called that. It looks like a game bug of that, I guess. I don't know. But anyway. Have to call it there. Because we're past the half-hour mark, so... This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. And I will catch you all some other time. We're almost halfway to my stated goal of getting 400 population and then evacuating the area, so I'm going to have to try and more aggressively hunt population going forward. But that's it though. Apart from that, we are in good standing. So yeah. See you all some other time.